What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for tuning in, because we have some highly anticipated Star Wars gaming news to go over today. A brand new Star Wars game has leaked on the Xbox Store, which is an early sneak peek at the next title published by EA. We now know the official title of the codenamed Project Maverick, and we have some light confirmation of what the game will be about. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more videos like this, and don't forget to give this one a thumbs up too. The reveal for this game has been ruined twice now, first by PlayStation and now by Xbox. Back in March, PlayStation leaked concept art for the Star Wars project being developed by Motive Studios, codenamed Maverick, which was our first hint at a new game on the horizon. This morning, though, the Xbox Store leaked the official title and possibly the official artwork for the game, which we now know to be called Star Wars Squadrons. This title and artwork reveal more or less confirms the rumor that this game will be a starfighter-centric experience, with heavy focus on ship-to-ship combat set in the Star Wars galaxy. Shortly after this leak, the official EA Star Wars Facebook page announced the reveal trailer for this game dropping on June 15th, so despite the leak, we should expect more official news on that day. The artwork actually gives us quite a bit of information, and could give us an idea of what to expect in Squadrons. On the cover, we have two pilots, one for the Rebellion and one for the Empire, implying this game will be set in the original trilogy era of the Star Wars timeline. Around these two pilots are the staple ships and starfighters we see used in that era, including X-Wings, Y-Wings, A-Wings, and U-Wings on the Rebel side, and TIE Fighters, Interceptors, Bombers, and TIE Reapers on the Empire side. Reapers have only been featured in Rogue One as troop transport so far, so it's cool to see them used in other mediums outside the movies. In this image, we also get a look at a Mon Calamari Star Cruiser and an Imperial Star Destroyer, the capital ships for the respective factions, which could mean we get to pilot either of these massive vessels at some point in the game. Motive Studios is the entity behind the development of this game, which is good news for fans who played Battlefront 2. Motive Studios are the team that worked on Battlefront 2's campaign, so they have experience in the Star Wars universe, and especially with Star Wars gaming. We're now getting into speculation territory with no official confirmation as of yet, so take the rest of this with a grain of salt, but this all comes from supposed sources close to the development of the game, and they have some insight on what the game will be like. Supposedly, with Motive being the lead developers on the title, it will feature a single-player campaign mode alongside online multiplayer elements. This would make sense. Motive did a decent job on Battlefront 2's campaign, so they definitely know how to do narrative-based gameplay, but the addition of multiplayer gives it the best of both worlds, and kinda makes it feel like a diet Battlefront title. Speaking of both worlds, it's interesting that this artwork showcases both a Rebel and an Imperial pilot, which could mean that we get to play as one side or the other, or possibly both over the course of the game. One major criticism that Battlefront 2's campaign had was the fact that the protagonist, who started on the Imperial side, made her switch to the Rebel side fairly quickly, and we didn't get to explore the Empire as much as we would have liked. If Squadrons lets us play as an Imperial pilot for the duration of the game, that would really go a long way in addressing that criticism towards Battlefront 2's campaign. I'd like to think Motive took lessons from that experience and are applying it to this one. Another thing that gives it a kind of Battlefront spin-off vibe is the fact that it's rumored to be a smaller game that EA was trying to put out as quickly as they could. For the time that they've held on to the exclusive rights to make Star Wars games, EA has actually cancelled more games than they've released. These cancelled games include the codenamed projects Ragtag, Viking, and Orca, which the publisher had deemed too ambitious to finish production on. If those three projects were too ambitious, then that would logically mean that Squadrons was not as ambitious, leading to them being able to actually release it. This tells me that Squadrons will be a smaller scale Star Wars game, and we should probably curb our expectations for that. The reveal of Squadrons, though, is great news for Starfighter fans and anybody who played Battlefront 2 specifically for the Starfighter Assault game mode. As we all know, Battlefront 2 is no longer receiving regular content updates, and over the course of its 2.5-year lifespan, Starfighter Assault was relatively ignored compared to other game modes. Post-launch, only one extra map was added, alongside 2 additional hero ships, and that's about it. Iden Versio's TIE Fighter and Lando's Millennium Falcon, alongside the Dakar map, were the only pieces of new content that Starfighter fans were able to enjoy in Battlefront 2. So the fact that they get a brand new game exclusively focused on Starfighter combat is actually pretty cool. Hopefully there will also be elements of ground combat, so it's not exclusively a flight simulator, but only time will tell. Star Wars Squadrons will be riding off of the success of Jedi Fallen Order and off of Battlefront 2's content cancellations, so there is a lot riding on this game. Squadrons and Battlefront 2 will most likely carry the Star Wars gaming hype into the future, up until Jedi Fallen Order 2 gets released, which is currently in development at Respawn Entertainment. It sounds like Squadrons will at the very least be a good companion piece to Battlefront 2, especially seeing as the Starfighter content in Battlefront 2 is pretty lackluster. Having a game that exclusively focuses on starfighters seems like it'll be a good change of pace for the ground-based combat that has dominated Battlefront and Star Wars gaming in general. We hope to have more information on Squadrons after the official trailer reveal on Monday, June 15th. After that's done, we will have a video going over all the details we learn here at the Star Bazaar, so if you have not yet, be sure you're subscribed and you're getting notified so you know when that video comes out. But with that, that's all the news that we have to go over today. If you liked today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Either way, leave a comment below with your thoughts. That's going to do it from me. I appreciate you all stopping by the Bazaar, and I will see you out on the battlefront. Peace.